Hello, everybody. Hi, it's Felicia Day, and I'm here doing a live video, which I usually don't do much of lately, except on Twitch twice a week. And it's exciting. Oh, where's my head? Hello, everybody. So I just wanted to do a little live chat because it's launch day for my book, The Lost Daughter of Sparta. I just want to chat because I'm sitting in my hotel room waiting to go to the bookstore to do a signing and launch. Hi, everybody. Felicia. Yes. Hi, it's me. Witch King Ice. What's up? Oh, are you the Ice King? I assumed you were Adventure Time, but that's not the same words in a while. Oh, hey, from Bulgaria. Doc at your service. Hello. Notice me. It's your birthday. Happy birthday, Millie ZY. I am streaming to, I don't know how I'm using this. Eva Chan. Am I going to see you tonight, Eva? Ava? I don't know. Don't bring me any syrup. You always bring me wonderful syrup from Canada, but I don't have, I'm doing carry on. I can't get it through anyway. We love you. Thank you, Franny. I appreciate you. So I'm streaming to YouTube and Facebook and Instagram at the same time, and it seems like this is working. I'm really surprised about it, but there. Anyway, I want to talk about my book. If you have other questions for me, let me know. Let Me Go On is here. I wish you would do your tour in Dallas. I know, Anna Shearer. I trust my publisher to send me where I need to be, but for sure, I usually do book people in Austin, but this is a 7-day tour, not a 10-day tour. And I probably Austin got the axe, which is sad because I could always use a free ticket to see my mom. I love the hair. Gemma, I just did it, and it's a little like, I don't know what it is. It's kind of like wannabe Marilyn Monroe without the face. I don't know. It's a very awkward length. It's growing out from my pixie, and I was good because I didn't get too short a pixie, but it's still got this sort of mullety thing, and half of me, the destructive half, just wants to kind of go chip, 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 and trim the back, and I'm like, girl, you keep your hands away from the scissors. Anyway, Logan asks, have you met Tommy Wiseau from The Room? Why would you ask me that, Logan? Do I look like someone who knows that guy? I think I've been at an event with him a couple times. Joey Brana, can you say anything about the Guild returning? Well, I did meet with my Kickstarter manager this morning in Boston. So we are going to be announcing in the next couple weeks Kickstarter sign-up page and email list. And yeah, it's going to happen this summer. But I'm here to talk about The Lost Daughter of Sparta, but happy to talk about other things as well. I did wear green. No one has pinched me. And I will say that most people in Boston need to be pinched. I'm not seeing as much green as I would have thought. I'm sure people later in the day are going to want to get drunk and wear all their, leprechaun stuff. But listen, I could be going around assaulting people with my fingers all day. So that's it. I miss you in Alberta. Are you coming to Canada for your book? James, I'm not. And I don't actually have plans to go to Canada this year. My conventions are all over. I'm going to be in Missouri, Springfield, which is exciting. I've never been there, and I've heard so many good things about it. I am going to be going to Brussels and Amsterdam, which I've never been to. So I'm so excited. I'm going a couple days early. And then I'm going to, you guys just look at my website. Also, if you want to come see me on book tour, go to my website. Oh my gosh, so many people on Instagram are saying hi. The celebrations were Sunday during the parade. Oh, so everybody was talking. No Sweden. No Sweden. I'm so sorry. I can't wait to see you in Arizona. Yes, I'm going to be in Tempe, Arizona. And I'm going to meet Supernatural Delusion in Brussels. Comp Dragon, wait to read your book. Listen, it's a really special book to me. It's a really personal story about sort of being able to keep who you are and put yourself out in the world in a way that maybe the world doesn't find use for. But being loyal to yourself and being able to love the way you want to love is really important. So cheers from Pittsburgh. What up? I'm going to see you at the con in Boston. Am I going to Boston? Leash. Kira, what up? What up? Auf Wiedersehen. It's goodbye. Tschüss. Oh my gosh, we have somebody from Venezuela. Yoso, thank you so much. Hi, Daisy. Natalka. Okay, any questions? I just picked up your Audible audiobook. Yes, guys, I have an audio version of The Lost Daughter of Sparta. It was actually quite a lot of work to adapt from graphic novel form to audio form because you're going from one extreme to the other. All visuals, no visuals. And so when I agreed to do it, I was like, wait, what? But actually, it became a really fun exercise in what little can I add to actually convey what's going on, because I wanted to be immersive. I wanted to be about the characters' voices. And so if you get the graphic novel and the audiobook, it's essentially the same dialogue, but I had to add a lot of things to just guide people to what was happening, scene changes, but also interior dialogue, especially the way Philinoe, my main character, thinks about Artemis, the goddess Artemis. So I would love to come to Brazil. Why are all the other supernatural guests and actors guests at the con there? And they have not asked me at all. My hair looks cute. Thank you. I did narrate the audiobook myself. I did all of the voices. You can get it anywhere you get audiobooks. So I'm excited. Are you friends with Jensen and Misha? Yes. I consider us friends. Wow, from Iraq? Someone's in Iraq. It is a very short audiobook comparatively, but they priced it accordingly. So it's a much cheaper audio. Why Greek mythology? Rosen, thank you so much for asking. I have always loved Greek mythology. Dolores' Greek Myths book, you might remember that one with all the Art Deco kind of drawings. That was one of my favorite books as a child. I started reading those to my daughter when she was like 2 years old. She's actually named after a Greek muse of epic poetry. And when I got insomnia, when she was a toddler, because she would wake me up all the time, she was a really bad sleeper, I would read Greek mythology because it was interesting, but it wasn't interesting enough to keep me up like science fiction and fantasy and romance do. So I read all this, and I was reading some kind of obscure writing from like 300 BCE, and I read about this character named Philinoe, who was the youngest sister of Helen of Troy. And we all know Helen of Troy, but Philinoe had one line on her, and that was literally it. I did all this research, and I was like, oh, that's really interesting. And I couldn't shake how curious I was about this character who was lost to time. Was there another story? Obviously, there had to be. She's mentioned in Hesiod's Catalog of Women, which is a list of all the famous women in Greek myth. And I just was like, I want to tell a story. And I had an idea about it. And it was very personal to me because I wrote it just as COVID hit. So I was kind of giving myself permission to write something that Hollywood wouldn't necessarily be interested in. And so that's kind of the heart of the story, is being true to who you are and following your path that you need to follow, even if it's not what other people want for you or from you, mostly. Not letting people use you for what they need you to be, being, using yourself or being faithful to yourself. That's kind of the theme. Hello from Iowa. That's so cool. Where can I find your book with international shipping from Saudi Arabia? So signed copies you can get at Premier Collectibles. They have a limited number of copies. I think there's some left, but they are selling out. premiercollectibles.com/Felicia. You can also call any of the bookstores that I'm going to go to. I'm going to be at An Unlikely Story today. I'm going to be at The Strand, which is one of my dream bookstores in New York City tomorrow. So if you guys are in New York, please come out. Any of the bookstores that I'm at, I will leave signed copies behind. So you can just call them and say, hey, I'd like a book. And if you order it before I get there, you can ask to have it personalized, and I will personalize it. So now is the time, if you'd like a copy, to call one of those places. All right. What questions do we have? Well, don't you look stunning? Thank you, Sarah. Loving my hair. Heather, can't wait to get my copy. That's wonderful. I've tried writing myself. There's a disconnect between what I'm thinking and what I'm actually writing, but I keep trying. Kim, I'm really proud of you. You kind of have to train your brain to match what's in your head. I'm having the same problem. I'm writing a novel proposal right now, and I think so fast, and yet I'm like, you need to slow down. You need to describe this more. And also, different formats of writing are different. I've written an audio play. with Third Eye. I wrote the audio adaptation for this, which was really different. I've written graphic novels and screenplays, and they're all their own kind of talent and tricks, and you might be drawn to one and not the other. And I honestly, life is all about trying things out and see what fits for you. Let's see. What else? Let's see. Philanoe. Yeah, I know. I think of it like philo dough. I think in the original quote, it was Y, Philonoe, but because of the way that we pronounce PHY, it would have, I'm sure that people would have been like Philonoe, which is not how they would have pronounced it. We assume. We don't know how they spoke back then. So everything is an approximation. My daughter was obsessed with Greeking Out, the Greek podcast, mythology podcast. And half the time when the host, who is amazing, if you haven't listened to this podcast, it's just incredible. Your kid will obsess with it and you will too. It's one of those things you guys can enjoy it together. I'm always like, oh, it's Demeter. I didn't know that. I said Demeter and 15 other things. Hecate. I mean, believe me, I mangled it all. And who knows who's right? Probably not me. Anyway, love you. Okay. From oh, dzień dobry. Deszczowe. So słychać. Peach was so funny. Truth or dare. I don't know what that means. Oh, P.O. in the Annoying Orange. That was great. Liverpool. How do you feel about the canceling of the new Buffy TV show? Boy, oh boy. I can't tell you how disappointing it was. I actually saw the showrunner shortly after they shot the pilot, and she was so happy, one of them. And she was like, we really want everyone to be back on the show. Would you be willing to come back? And I was like, oh my God, I would love to be back. All of us would, because a lot of us formed a family on that set. That was my first real job. And I'm still friends with many, many people from that set. And I think we were all just really hopeful to create a family again. And I saw what Sarah Michelle Gellar said this yesterday, I guess, about how one executive, a male executive, was like, I've never watched the show. And I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that. Sometimes it could be good to have an outside perspective of like, is this show working for people who are not hardcore fans? But at the end of the day, this is a show that really resonates, especially with women, but also lots of men. And I can't imagine, a better team to bring it to life again. And also, I think in Hollywood, they test and they overthink and they do so many things that just, if you watch something 50 times, of course you're going to be like, hey, we could do this different. Yes. But you kind of have to get in there and just make stuff. That's why a lot of shows don't find their footing until like episode 6. And that's kind of, I think, the disservice that we do, especially to fandom, is that we don't give shows legs anymore. Like, think how many wonderful episodes of Supernatural you have. Wonderful episodes of Buffy, Vampire Diaries, Stargate, like all these shows. Stargate, they're bringing back. That is, by the way, my dream job. Please tell the showrunners. But, you kind of have to give a show some time to find footing, as long as you have the initial template, right? And I'm just really sad about it because I know so many actors who wanted to come back. I think the show is as relevant now as it would have, it was back in the day, even more so maybe now. So I don't know. It's a real bummer. See you tonight. Hey, thank you, Charlotte. Are you going to do a second Third Eye book? It's that. I am thinking about it. I do have a novel that I'm working on and another biography follow-up that I'm working on, kind of just sketching out. And my next big writing project is the Guild movie, although I do have a very good draft of that. So it's actually pretty much 80% there. That's why we're going to be doing the Kickstarter in the summer. So if you guys see a sign up for it, I really appreciate it if you did sign up for it, because those initial numbers will help us figure out what kind of stretch goals we make. Also, I want to do polls. I want this to be really interactive, because I think it kind of goes back to the thing that I feel about the Buffy thing. It's like so many like Seinfeld was a total failure. They just kind of threw it on and it blew up. Like, I think several episodes in, like, you kind of just have to take a leap of faith, and you have to have somebody behind it who believes in it with a vision, right? And I think that's super important nowadays when everything's overthought to actually get the fans' opinion, because I think a lot of the executives don't really understand the stuff they make. I heard from many sources behind the scenes that K-pop Demon Hunter, they thought it was going to be a total flop. I mean, Sony sold it for not very much money to Netflix because they didn't really think it was going to be anything. And look, surprise, right? So I think things that are a little out of the box, maybe a little unexpected, are where we're going to find wonderful things. And I think if we can encourage filmmakers to just go with their gut and enable them to make film is expensive to make, and we're going to have to raise quite a lot of money just to make a low budget movie. But at the same time, you don't know what can happen from that. You don't know what franchise can be created, because if we're always going back to the same well, I don't know. I don't need to see another Spider-Man, quite frankly. I have my favorite, which I'm not going to tell you about. Okay, let's see. Greetings from Greece. Oh, exciting. Oh no, I love Misha. He's so wonderful. Have you ever watched War Horse? No, I won't watch anything with animals. It makes me cry. Turkey? China. I have never been to China, Sarah. And we have Iraqis here. I'm working on a book too. Congrats, pastor's wife. Russia? Welcome, Helen. Are you biased to any of your characters? And does that affect how you treat them plot-wise? Oh, that's a really interesting question, Andy. When I was writing the Guild movie, the Guild movie, I just am having fun with the characters, right? And we just had a table read, and everybody just kind of snap. We haven't been these characters in like 13 years, 12 years, and yet instantly we were back in character, and their voices were exactly how I heard in my head. So I have such a love for all those characters and torturing them in all the funny ways, and I really hope you guys are going to enjoy it. Thank you. I just finished season 10 of Supernatural. Oh, fantastic. Hello from Germany. I pre-ordered the book, but it won't be delivered this month. Oh my God, Fantasy Nerd. I'm so sorry. Thank you so much for supporting me. It is out in the UK in paperback, and it's out in the US in hardback, and Canada. Has this book and process inspired you to write a sequel or another book in general? Thank you, Luna. Yes, I am working on a novel. 2, actually. I have 2 kind of proposals for a novel. I need to start writing some chapters and see how far I get before I want to send it out. It would be nice to have a deadline. I don't know. The problem is I get so distracted with all the other wonderful things coming into my life that it's just hard to be I'm taking a year off to write a novel. But if somebody gave me a deadline, it is my number one goal after the Guild movie is hopefully shot at the end of the year here after we crowdfund in the summer to finish this novel. Hopefully 2 of them. I'm not sure if you heard that Sunderfolk added more adventures for free. Oh my gosh, Sunderfolk is such a great game. If you guys haven't played it, it's one of the most polished, wonderful sort of video game turned board game turned video games in the world. You play on your phone, so you have your personal control over the characters, but then you look on the screen at it, and the graphics are so beautiful. I highly recommend it. It's a great couch co-op experience. Thank you guys for supporting Third Eye. That means a lot. Let's see. Love your acting from Supernatural. Thank you. Hey, Michael, what's up? Jennifer, I wasn't wearing green. Well, you got to wear a little green. Can't wait to read Lost Daughter of Sparta. We so wanted to see you in Santa Fe, but we missed the ticket sales. Wait, Brian, is it sold out? Are you sure? That's weird. Let me check. I'm going to look at my website. Guys, my website is felicia.day because day is an actual ending. And it was so funny because Google reached out and they were like, hey, we'd like to make sure you get your URL. And they couldn't get a hold of Charlie Day, I guess. So book tour, Beastly Books. I'm clicking on it. Oh, it's sold out. That's a bummer. Maybe they'll open more because the Plainsville sold out and then they opened Overflow. So I would just check. They might release more tickets at the end. I would love to see you there. And again, I will be leaving more signed books there. I'll be leaving signed books, extra ones. So if you want a signed copy, just call them and say, hey, can you personalize it to X person? And I don't know if your name is X. It's fine if it is. Let's see. Other questions. The only game I put effort into is Disney Dreamlight Valley. Kim, that game tortures me. inside. It is literal torture. My child is like, why, mama, why can't we open Pooh's door? I don't know, Pooh, whatever. And I'm like, mom, baby, we're too poor. We're too poor, baby. I don't have enough dreamlight. And she's like, mama. So basically, I'm raising a kid who's always going to think she's poor because of Dreamlight Valley. Also, all those characters have too many problems, okay? Mickey is a psycho in that game. I'm getting this after my surgery. Bet, good luck with your surgery. You are amazing. Can't wait to read your book. Thank you, Erin. I will say that I've been retweeting a lot. I'm going to be posting all day. See you later, bitches. Bye, Michael. Little low on funds, but I requested my local library get it. Yay! You know what? That actually helps a lot too. Anybody like reaching out and asking people to get the book. So this week, starting today to next Tuesday, I believe, all of the sales go to the New York Times bestseller and all the bestseller lists. And the thing about graphic novels that I didn't know before I decided to do a graphic novel is that, at least with the New York Times list, graphic novels for adults or YA are grouped with children. So basically, it's Dogman all the way, man. It's Dogman and Wings of Fire and Warriors and Diary of a Wimpy Kid. You know, all those. I don't know if Diary of a Wimpy Kid is a novel or a graphic novel. Anyway, so basically, Dogman's going to beat my butt. And I would really love for this to sell, you know, be on the Times list because it's going to allow me to do another book, quite frankly. People will be like, oh, all three of her books were bestsellers. Now let's give her money to write the novel. And then I'll have a deadline and I'll actually do it. This is all just, you know, an elaborate way to get me to sit my butt down and make things. So anyway, I miss Zabu, such a pimp. Really? It's a weird way to describe Zabu, but she's in it. Any chance we might see a reunion with Jensen Ackles in the Soldier Boy prequel series? No, I was not asked to be in it, and I think they just wrapped. I'm bummed because look at me. I don't know when the show is set, but I have good hair today. So good day, Charlie. Let's see. We ordered 2, 1 for a gift. Oh, Deanna, thank you so much. I think you guys are gonna love it. And I didn't realize a lot of people don't read graphic novels, but I feel like, I mean, my kid will only read graphic novels. It's really hard to get her to read a chapter book. So I feel like, I don't know. It's a beautiful art form. I was able to collaborate with my illustrator, Rowan McCall, because I cannot draw. And I found her in a list of visible women. I don't know if you know Kelly Sue DeConnick, who is like the queen of comic writing. And she used to do a Twitter hashtag, and she collected all those names over the years and put them in a spreadsheet. And so she sent me that, and I went through so many artists because I wanted to discover someone new, although there were so many famous artists on there. And Rowan has actually done quite a lot of work, but new to me. And I had a very distinctive style in my head. I wanted to make sure that it wasn't too YA looking because I want the story to be universal for anybody, any gender, any background, any age. It's like a hero's journey. Hercules' story is for everybody, right? And that's kind of what I wanted to do for this, even though it's very feminist, but at the heart of it, it's about being true to yourself and finding your place in the world without having to kind of disappear into a niche. Have I been in any horror films? No, I haven't. I'll be in Plainville. Oh, Steve, great. Thank you so much. Yeah, non-writers are now flooding the market with AI written books. Summer, that makes me really sad. Not only because AI has stolen the creativity of the world and is repackaging it to enrich billionaires who are, in general, bad people. But I'm not saying they're bad. I don't know. I think the money makes them bad. The ambition to get more and more money. I don't know. It's kind of, I think about what I would do. I read an interesting study that it said that people are, once you get money, it was from Wired. They did a whole article about what sudden wealth does for you. And it's like people are generally the same. It just brings out kind of who you are in a more heightened version, as well as kind of isolating you, which is sad. But I mean, if I had that, I would be making playgrounds. I would be endowing scholarships. I would be, investing in, I don't know, people. And it's really sad. The moral set of what it seems like really rich people have. I'm like, I don't know. It sounds really sad to me. And I think if we were all a little bit better off, we'd be like, who cares? But we're all struggling. So Anyway, my kid went through a graphic novel only phase too. Is that right, Carrie? Yeah, it's really cool. I can't wait to hear the new book. I've been catching up on your audiobooks. Recently, you have a very calming voice. Thank you, Corey. I did do an audio version of this, which is again kind of unusual for a graphic novel. Any big changes from your first draft? That's a really good question, Abby Day Y. Hi. Are you my Abby Day Y? It's Abby Day 11. I don't know. Anyway, actually, the only difference is that it's like probably a fifth shorter. So graphic novels are interesting in that you're shaving and shaving and shaving. And when Rowan's art started to come in, I would realize this panel is saying what it needs to say without dialogue. This panel is saying what it needs to say without a narration. And we expanded a couple pages, but I was very clear in how I paneled the script, and then I gave Rowan the freedom to change it if it didn't work for her. I would say that probably 80% of it is what I put in there, and then 20% she kind of changed the paneling or angles and stuff, much for the better. I love how she brought the characters to life. I love how they're not traditionally they're not traditional looking, and yet they're gorgeous. So every single draft up until November of last year, you guys, and this has been 6 years, I was just cutting words, and literally, it's so funny how one line can make such a difference in comics. I'm sure if I wrote more graphic novels, I'd be a little more sparse in my writing and I'd learn, but I don't ever do the same thing twice, do I? And it's not great. My copy is on its way. Thank you, MST3 Temple. Graphic novels land better with my personal ADHD, so it's nice more artists are embracing the genre. Yeah, no, it is. Again, you just have to figure out what works for you. Will you do Fan Expo Toronto again so I get my book signed? Probably next year, Ashley, okay? This year, I have almost all my conventions on there. It's a little bit lighter this year because the Guild movie is going to shoot sometimes in the fall. I am going to be going to Brussels, Wales, Dublin, New Zealand, Netherlands. I got a lot of international travel for some reason. It's pretty cool. It's a dream come true. Let's see. Cheers for Virginia Beach. Oh my God. I lived there for 4 months when my dad was training at Norfolk Air Force Base. They had the best soft shell crab. I did do a movie called Red Werewolf Hunter. That wasn't like a horror film. That was more genre, but okay. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Thank you, Ash and Chains. Good to see you again. Oh, I can't make it to Plainville. I thought you were coming, Eva. Okay. Yeah, I will 100% be in San Diego because that's the Guild Kickstarter might be around there, Hopefully we can talk about more then. I usually don't like graphic novels, but I bought your book. I finished part 1 and I really enjoy it. Oh my God, already? It's so weird to have people reviewing it and thinking about it. I'm so nervous, you guys, because you live with something so long and you're just like, I don't know. It looks good to me. As a dyslexic female, the comics and graphic novels were what I read until I could find books that I could immerse my brain into. That's wonderful. There's a question I ask all actors when I can. Of all your work, what line left you thinking, I'd never thought I'd say that? There was one line when in Supernatural, I had this wonderful episode as Alternative Universe Charlie, with Jared. And I was in the car with him, and we learned a lot of the backstory of my character and why she was so angry and sad and closed off. And it was such a wonderful episode because I felt like we got one step into getting back to OG Charlie, because the two characters were the same, right? It's just one of them was traumatized, had lost everything, had lost their significant other. The world was in shambles. You can't be pop culture crazy in a world where everything's disappeared. But that Charlie was still in her. And all I wish in my heart is that I had gotten one episode just like that with Dean Jensen, so that connection between Charlie and Dean was renewed in that other form of hers. And I feel like at that point, we would have been a step to making the two characters whole again. I don't really feel like I ever got to do that. And of course, I'm just an actor and they had a lot to do in that show and they did it so beautifully. But selfishly, I could only wish that I was able to do an episode as heartfelt and connective with Dean as I got with Sam in that one. YouTube is silly. Yes, it's me. Okay, that's got it. Yes, there is an audio version. It's anywhere you want to get audiobooks. My fellow teachers that are in my horror club want to join the club. Want you to join the club. Oh my gosh. That's really cool. I don't like horror, man. I get so scared. Once done with the novels and movies, do you have plans for another graphic novel? Yes, I have several ideas, and I hope to get there. Again, it just depends on how successful this one is. You know, I try a lot of different things, and once one is successful enough to be like, people are like, hey, we'd love to do another one with you. I love that, but I am pretty far down the road on the novel and the new autobiography, so we'll see. I just read the extended From Hell. I think it did great with the dialogue and narration, but that book had so much writing. I think yours was a good balance between writing and art. Thank you. That's wonderful. Toronto. Is that Brussels Comic Con? Yes, in May. So May, I will be doing Brussels Comic Con and the other one the next weekend in the Netherlands. What are you most proud of with this project? Allison, very good questions. I'm really glad and proud that I did something that I don't know will resonate with everybody who like what I used to do. I stepped out of my comfort zone by doing something that I was intimidated about. Like, I just dread classics majors reading this and picking it apart. I know that there's already one thing I want to change, and I'm not going to point it out, but I'm like, oh no, I should have caught that. You know, we had proofreaders, we had people with classics to read, reading it, you know, proofing. Things slip through, even in a graphic novel. And I'm just really proud that I took something that I had a passion for, and I was able to meld it with something I have a passion for, Greek mythology, you know, comics, graphic novels, my audience. I mean, if you are a Supernatural fan, I kind of wrote this book for a lot of you guys, especially that sort of like 18-year-old girl who's about to enter the world, you know, graduating from high school into college or not college, either way, trying to retain who they are in a world that does not want you to be who you are. And doors are not open, especially for you as a woman, the way you want to be as a woman. So, you know, it is a love story at the end of it, but really it's about soulmates. It's about being true to yourself. And, you know, my friend Will Wheaton did a beautiful blurb about, you know, yeah, it's a celebration of who you are. That's not what he said, but whatever. I can't remember it. I don't have a copy. I'll try to make the book tour. My USA travel visa has expired. Oh, well, don't risk anything in this country right now. That's a mistake. Do not do it. Congrats on the book release. Been a fan since Guild and Geek and Sundry. Oh, Pro Gamer, thank you. Geek and Sundry had so many wonderful things about it. Jamie, I'll see you in Portland this week. Let's see. Oh my gosh, so many wonderful comments on Instagram. Let me see. Hello from Saudi Arabia, from Scotland. Do you know if the book will be translated? I'd love to buy it for my boyfriend. Camille, I can't say anything officially, but one translation has already been closed. Again, how popular it is here will depend on if it gets into multiple languages. My dream is, of course, to have it be in Polish, because I am studying Polish, uczyć polskiego, or po polsku. Oh boy, I always forget that. Polsa? Is there any chance of a new season of Supernatural? I don't know, but if there was, I would jump on it. Baby Mech, you can get it on Amazon. You can get it anywhere you get books. I encourage you to support your local indie bookstore, but if that's inconvenient, order it on Amazon. Do what you can to support independence. I would love to come to France. I would love to do my book in person. I am determined. Part of me is to go to France next year. So I really hope that I can go to a convention there. Am I coming to Houston or Shreveport? You know, I did a convention in Houston several years ago. Boy, a long time ago. It was when my baby was like 1 year old. So that's a long time ago, 8 years. I would love that. What is your favorite movie you've played in? I mean, The Guild, because I created that character for myself, and I'm going to be bringing her back, hopefully in the fall, after we kickstart the movie. And Supernatural. I mean, Charlie is an amazing character. She resonates with me as much as she does with fans. And yeah, Paula, I am an author. I have a new book out called The Lost Daughter of Sparta. It's a graphic novel about the youngest sister of Helen of Troy and how she goes into the world to try to lift a curse on her, but also finds how to be true to herself in a world that doesn't necessarily want that. Let's see. I have to get some stuff done around the house. Okay, bye. Loved you, Enrica. You once made an advertisement with Microsoft mobile app. Yes, I did. It was great. I love doing stuff like that. One question before I get off here. Will I find Lost Daughter of Sparta in Barnes & Noble? Yes. Pastor, I thought you were going to clean up. All right. That was a while ago. I'm going. How much is your book? I don't know. It's on sale places. You'd have to call your local bookstore. Can we buy your book at Brussels Comic Con? Pinguino, I won't be able to bring books because it's like I'd have to bring them overseas, and that's a little too much. You could buy it in the UK and have it sent over and have it, yeah. Let's see. I will be in Ireland in Dublin in November. I look stunning. Thank you so much. What is the first thing you felt when you published your book? It's Alienese. When I first got the book last week in real hard copy, I got the paperback a couple weeks before from the UK, and that was a thrill. But the hardback is so beautiful, you guys. Thank you, Gallery Books, and my editor, Lauren, for putting so much work into it. It feels very expensive. It's like the difference between a purse from TJ Maxx versus a purse from like Coach versus a purse from like Balenciaga. No, not Balenciaga. Prada. Hermes. I've never owned a purse like that, but I feel like my book looks like that. Hola, Brazil. My husband and I are seeing you tonight. Hi, Pre Basilio. Hi. Thank you. What was the most challenging part of writing your book? Melissa Cheddar, it was the process of getting it made. It took 6 years, and I had the script pretty much done in 2020. I, of course, rewrote it. My editor gave me so many good notes, adding, and then it's just the process, the long process of working with pencils, and you can't just draw things instantly. Okay. Oh, I was raving against AI. Guys, don't use AI for creativity, please. You're not making anything wonderful. And you're not making anything that you need to make. That's the thing. Creativity is so important for your soul. And it's so, so important just for your mental health to get your creativity out in the world, whatever it is you do. You knit, you cook, you write. And so when you use tools that help you think, that think for you, you're robbing yourself of the ability to grow as an artist, to get your genuine voice out. I'm sorry, whatever prompt you put in there, that's not your creativity. That's not the way you would have done it. And you have to do that in order to grow your soul, in order to become the creator that you could be, in order to feel fulfilled in this life. I know that the AI probably stuff is like, oh my God, I'm getting the satisfaction of making something instantly. Yay. It's hollow. And that feeling will disappear. I will always, until I'm dead, appreciate the fact that I made this book, that I struggled, that I half the time didn't want to finish it, that I gave up almost in the middle. Those hard days were where I was growing the most and learning about who I am as a writer and figuring out what I want to say next and figuring out what I feel about the world and try to put it in a way that's simple and not preachy and entertaining and something I would want to read myself. And so you're selling yourself short. You really are if you use AI to write for you. And I know it's hard and we all live very busy lives, but especially if writing is a hobby or you're trying to become a writer, first of all, it's not copyrightable. And second of all, you're not going to make money on it because people, yeah, maybe some people might click on it, but it'll never last. The things that people put their heart into last, and that's your immortality. So I would just, I don't know, think twice, please. I love you guys. Come to Pakistan. I've never been to Pakistan, or I've always dreamed of going to Turkey. I would love to come to Rome again. Oh my God. Dragon Con the Guild 20th anniversary is next year. And so my obsession is to go to Dragon Con, but all right. Let's see. I'm going to, oh my God, so many, you guys on Instagram. You're going to be in Missouri on my birthday, but I'm going on a cruise. Aw. Well, happy birthday in advance. I know some of you said you were going to be, as a teacher, graphic novels were an amazing tool to get non-readers to read and comprehend context. I can't wait to recommend this book to all my teacher friends. Oh, Joanna, that's wonderful. I was on the Once We Were Spaceman podcast. I've been following you since the Guild. Thank you. Thank you so much. The Lost Daughter of Sparta arrives 26th of March. Yes, the UK edition does not come out until the 24th of March. So, idzie trzecinia. Oh, dzięki. Why Polish? My daughter is moja babcia była Polką. And I'm studying it because of my grandma. She passed away a year and a half ago, and I kind of started doing it because I wanted to kind of keep that connection, because she used to speak Polish, but she didn't teach it to anybody. But I used to listen and hear her speak Polish and cook Polish things. And anyway, I'm very excited for new MST3K. That's very excited. Let's see. If you could swap bodies with any Disney character, why would you choose and why? Ooh. That's really interesting. What a cool question, Olivia. It wouldn't be any of the princesses. That's too much hair to maintain. Blech. It'd be cool to be the house from Encanto. That would be kind of cool, actually. I mean, I wouldn't mind being Minnie, although I wouldn't wear those damn shoes. No way, man. She has sciatica all the time with those shoes. Those mid heels, awful. Anyway, it was like nice meeting you at Dublin City Comic Con. Oh my gosh, well, I'm going to be there again in Pozdrowienia Zapolski. Oh, that's wonderful. Okay. Got to get back to work. Have a great book tour. Thank you, Ava. Have you ever heard of Jordan Con? No, I have not. My favorite movie was not Prairie Fever. No, it wasn't. You shut up about it, okay? How many languages do you know? I don't know any. I know a lot of Spanish. I used to know a lot of French, forgot it all. I used to know a lot of German, studied it in college, forgot it all. Polish is the only thing that I've really stuck with a long time. I take weekly lessons. I need to practice speaking a lot more, but I can read it pretty well. I would say that I'm an A1 student, A1 level reader, and a negative A1. Mówię po polsku jak dziecko. I speak Polish like a child. Oh, that's so wonderful. My babcia just recently passed, hence my reason my daughter decided to learn it. Yeah, it's really cool to have a connection like that. And I have family in Poland. And I would, it's really cool that I'm related to people in another country, get perspective, kind of have family in another. I just love it. Anyway, okay, let's see. I love to hear your voice in Stray Gods and Date Everything. Thank you, Jeff. I love Stray Gods, being able to sing in that. I was just in London and we did a reading of the Guild musical that's based on the first couple seasons of the Guild. It's a completely different kind of beast. And it went so well. I'm really hoping that we get to actually put it on stage. If you guys want, if you're into musicals, follow the Guild musical. They have their own Instagram run by the composer and the lyricist. I don't age. Oh, thank you. I haven't had any weird plastic surgery done. I have done Botox, but I frown really badly when I write. So it is what it is. I hate going to Boston, but I sure do want to drive now. Listen, Tej. There are still tickets in the overflow, and then I'm going to meet everybody and take a picture with everybody after the event, okay? Don't worry about that. I can personalize if you want. Haven't seen you in years. Houdinify? Oh my gosh. Wow, you were more beautiful than ever. Do go on. Go on. There is not a UK book tour. Unfortunately, that is not in the works, but there are a lot of signed books at, I think, Forbidden Planet, and a couple of other bookstores have book plates that they will be announcing next week. So if you want a signed copy of the book, I signed like 500 book plates, and they're going to distribute them to different bookstores. So that comes out next week. So just look out for that. Going to read your new book proudly during the commute. Oh my God, that's so sweet. Aw. I write my Shadow Dark adventures for my creativity outlet, fought the temptation to use AI, and I agree completely. Yes. Listen, man, you are worth investing your time in. When you use AI to create, you're saying, oh, this other stuff is more important. My time should be spent on that stuff. Is it though? I mean, yes, as a parent and somebody with a very intensive job where I'm kind of always on, I get it. It's hard to turn it off. But if you're saying that your mind is not worth investing in and everybody else is more worthy of your mind, I think your priorities could shift to make you a little happier. If you were able to live at any time through history for 1 week, where would you go and win? Okay, Logan, that's a good one because I would not want to live a lot of places because as a woman, like ancient Greece, I would love to. Can I be a man? Because as a woman, especially a highborn woman, you would be locked away. You could not go outside. You'd have to wear a veil. Like it's terrible. You would be married off at like 13 to a 35-year-old, and you would be just kind of looked at as Aristotle said that women were just deformed men. That's how sucky those men were back then. They were super misogynist, okay? But I would love to see ancient Rome was a little bit better. I would love to see ancient Rome. So if you could guarantee that I could go around and looky-loo, and I wouldn't catch any weird diseases that I don't have vaccines for, sure, I'd do that. I would actually. Oh, when else? I would love to live in the like I don't know, 19. I would love to visit in the 30s. Like I don't know, 35 or 30, like New York City. That would be cool because a lot of the movies I love were set, back then. I'd love to visit. Oh my gosh. I mean, if I definitely wouldn't die, it'd be really interesting to see French Revolutionary France. I'd love to see Elizabethan England. I'd love to visit the Aztecs at the height of their the Mayans. Aztecs, maybe not. I don't know. I mean, it'd be interesting, but I'd love to see the Cherokee. What's the name of their city in Missouri? It was like huge before we came and everyone got wiped out by diseases. That was like a huge city. I would have loved to see that before it disappeared because of all the horrible things that happened. You don't age. Thank you, Amber. Listen, I think I already read that out aloud, but I love it because indoor kids, guys, you play video games, you don't get sun exposure. Okay. I would love to go to South Africa. Did Misha go to South Africa last year? Oh, I'm so jealous. Maybe one time. Oh, Robert Jordan. Robert Jordan was my entry into epic fantasy. Those big books, I had all of them. And every time a new one would come out, I remember when I was like 14, I would be like, okay, we got to read like, six of the books to catch up. Oh, I love it. When am I coming back to Australia? Kate, not Australia, but I will be in New Zealand in the fall. Okay. I don't know if I should say that, but I did it. Ronimus. Oh, you were there. Thank you. I'm so stoked to hear about the Lost Daughter of Sparta in Santa Monica next week. My hubby and I will be there, even though he'll have to stand most of the time due to disability pain. Oh my God. Please let the people know there what can make him more comfortable, okay? We will accommodate anything. I definitely don't want anybody to be in pain for anything. Hopefully you come to Indianapolis. Well, it would be great. Aw, I'm wearing the stands. It's good to be queen. Oh, that's so nice, Jen. Did you get pinched? No, Jacob. There's a lit RPG series, and I don't want to out it, but I love lit RPG. Whole nother topic. I love Greek mythology, but I also lit. And there's one series that I just had to stop reading because two girls just kept tickling each other. I'm like, dude, you need to stop living your fantasies in this book. I appreciate you saying Tej and not TJ. Oh, I'm sorry you're sick. All right. I haven't read. Oh, Tom, is your birthday next week? We'll have to celebrate on the stream. I'm doing a stream. I stream twice a week, you guys, mostly, but this week and next week are weird. I'm going to be streaming on the 25th. Merry book launch day. Okay, I'm going to do 5 more minutes. I found my green sweater and my Stan's Charlie pin. Yay. Okay, let's see. Any other questions? I'm going to go to Instagram. Oh my God, you guys are very... Have I visited Iraq before? No, I have not. It's not the first place that I think Americans think of visiting, and it probably... But I read a lot about the wonderful Mesopotamian ruins, and I mean, that's where civilization, at least on this side of the world, started on that continent. Do you ship your book to Austria? Milana, you can order from the UK and they may ship. I'm working on translations depending on how popular the book this is this week. If it gets to be a bestseller, I'm sure that there will be more translations in the works. I only have one. Is the guild inspired by WoW? Yes, it was. It was definitely, I played obsessively in 2005 and 6, you guys. Oh my God, when it first came out. And my addiction to that game kind of inspired me to write the guild. Will you be returning as Kinga for the new MST3K? They have not asked me to come back, but I'm excited. Pearl's going to be in it, and she was in it. So I'm kind of in it by secondhand nature. And I'm just excited to see the gang get back together. That's very exciting. Have I been in Poland? Tak. Yes, I have been to Krakow. I may be going back just on a business trip, not a public trip, in May, but I don't know about it. Do you still have the book we gave you for the Love of Fantasy? I do, Evie. I do. It's the Belgians. Do I speak Portuguese? No, I wish. Can you say that classic line you say in Supernatural? I will when I log off, okay? I've never been to Brazil. Jessica, they need to bring me. The convention needs to bring me. They always bring the guys. Although I think Ruth got to go. Let's see. Have you ever visited the Dominican Republic? No, because I've always been on the West Coast. So the only time I've been to that area of the world, I went to Jamaica, and that's it. So I would love to explore more. It's just really hard to get from the West Coast to the Caribbean and that area. You always have to connect through Miami, and it just becomes so long a plane ride that it's just easier to go to Hawaii or Costa Rica from here. I can't wait to see you in Wisconsin. Yes, everybody. So I have book tour dates. Tonight is Plainsville, Massachusetts, which a lot of you are going to be there. I'm so excited. New York City, which if you're in New York, please come out. For some reason, that's the one that I think that, no, I mean, there'll be a lot of people there, but I'm like, there needs to be more people because it's my dream place. The Strand is my dream bookstore. So I just really want a good turnout there. And my friend Kate McCucci is going to be there, and we're going to talk about, she just had a children's book come out, and it's going to be a really good conversation. Also, I have a cute black top because it's New York. Then I go to Wisconsin, and my moderator is Patrick Rothfuss, and we're going to be talking about the book there. Then I go to Portland, Cedars Crossing Powell's, which I love the original Powell's, but they never do signings there because, I don't know, I want to do it as downtown, but it's okay. Then I go to Tempe, Arizona to Changing Hands. And then I go to Santa Fe and have a talk with George R.R. Martin. A couple of those say they're sold out. Just check back the day of. They might release more tickets, you guys. And if you are local and you want to get a signed book, just call the bookstore and say, hey, I want to order a signed book, and just ask them to personalize it. And I arrive early to do lots of signing, and then I personalize afterwards and take pictures with everybody. But if you want a personalization, I will do it for you, and then they'll just send it to you, okay? Where would you like to see the animated Firefly end up? Anywhere. That group of actors is so wonderful. I was watching for the last couple of weeks the wonderful videos that Nathan put out. And by the way, Nathan Fillion is one of the most wonderful people in my life, but also everybody's life. He's just kind and giving, and he keeps his family together. And this is a project that has so much of his heart in it that I really, really hope it gets done. Again, I already talked about the Buffy thing where I was just so disappointed. Because a lot of us were just excited to revisit characters that really formed who we were. And it's too bad. But, business is business. Bring my books to Morocco. First of all, I would have to go to Morocco, which again is a bucket list place, but I would love that. Second of all, I'm not going on there. I would look great as a battle barge spaceship commander. Ooh, obsessive Midi. I like the way you think. Okay. 5 minutes. Will you ever come to South Africa? Again, I want to be invited to that convention. I bought your book signed. Wish I could be there on Friday when you're at Powell's. Picking your daughter up from college. Oh my God, Bill. Well, hopefully you could share the book with her. Let's see. Give you some chocolates in May, Evie. Thank you. I guess I'll see you there. Do you like to go to the Netherlands? I have never been. And I get to go for the convention on May 8th and 9th. And I'm so excited. I'm going a couple days early. I already made dinner plans every night. And I'm going to go to so many museums and just walk around. And May is such a beautiful time to visit any place. So, Jen, I stream twice a week at twitch.tv/Felicia Day. I usually stream Mondays and Fridays, 1 to 4 p.m. PS Pacific time. We have a lot of people from Europe who stay up way too late, and I'm really sorry about that. But I stream in the afternoons because my kid gets off school, and I like to spend my evenings with her. Did you draw the illustrations for The Lost Daughter of Sparta? How was the creative process? Melissa Cheddar, good to see you. Um, it was a really long process. It took 6 years, and I think that the script was probably done after a year, so like 2021. And then we did have quite a lot of delays because of COVID and other external things happening. But it's kind of cool that it's coming out now because I think Greek myths with the Odyssey coming out, which I have not been excited about a movie in so long. And I'm so excited about the Odyssey because Chris Nolan knows how to do things. And his translation, I think, is based on Emily Watson. I forget her name, but she was the first translation I read of the Odyssey because I had never read the Odyssey before. I got into the Greek myth stuff. Come to Warsaw. I'll show you around. Okay. Okay, Jenky. Okay. Would you come to Germany again? They have a convention in Dusseldorf that is one of my favorite conventions, and I hope maybe they will ask me. Rosenblum, I have been to Thailand. The farthest place I have ever traveled is probably Thailand, Sweden, Stockholm. That's probably it. I'm from the Ukraine, Milana. Thank you. Thank you and I'm really sorry you are going through what you're going through. We have a lot of things in the world where a lot of people are having to live through challenging times. And just know that there are a lot of people who are thinking about you. Brazil loves you. Okay, great. Let's see. All right, 2 more minutes. I watched 12 episodes of Supernatural. I love Charlie. Love from Germany. Okay, great. Semansky, thank you so much. So I will not be in purgatory. I will not be going to purgatory this one. I hope next year, maybe. Any chance of coming to Pennsylvania? No, but there is a convention there that hopefully I'll do next year. I don't have any of my conventions next year. This year, all of my conventions and my book stops are on my website, felicia.day or feliciaday.com. Both of those work. And I'm just excited to see a lot of you tonight. Okay. Excited to meet you in a future TTRPG adaptation for The Lost Daughter of Sparta. That, I don't know about that. I don't know why playing a Greek myth RPG would be super fun. I didn't know there was Halloween Purgatory in October. I always want to go to Bella in Rome again. I went once and it was a dream convention. Okay. I'm a big fan. Thank you, Angel. I will not have another book tour song. Let's see. Okay. I caught you live. I hope you're able to go to South Carolina. Love the curls. Thank you, Worth. Will you be in Washington State? Katie, I will be in Seattle. April 1st, not April's Fool's Day, but I'll be doing a signing at the Barnes & Noble University Bookstore April 1st. So tickets or registration or whatever it is. I think it's just you pre-buy a book and you get it signed. So come, enjoy your book tour, and congratulations on the new book. Thank you, Annalisa. We have loved you since the first Guild video release. Carrie, thank you. I will be announcing in the next 2 weeks a Guild crowdfunding. And we're going to be running the campaign this summer, so I appreciate that. Leo, thank you for being a longtime fan. Downloading audiobook right now? Oh my gosh. What pastry did you end up? Great. This is the way. Would it be possible to interview for my streaming? Raquel, I will probably be doing a lot more press for the Guild fundraiser. You could go ahead and contact me through my website. I'm going to be having somebody coordinate all that so I could talk about the Kickstarter because, again, we're going to have to raise a lot of money because it costs a lot of money to do a movie. Now I'm learning. Jacob has asked the question that I think I'm going to end on. Can't wait to read the new book. Thank you. Again, your support really helps. If I get on the New York Times bestseller list, we're going to punch Dogman in the face, which is not okay because Dogman's very cute. I love it. But it'd be really nice to be able to make this a bestseller because I think, adult and YA fiction getting on that list is encouraging for other authors and will allow me to make the novel that is my next project, crossing fingers. Okay, say hi to Brazil. Hola! Can't wait to see you at Brussels. I'm writing my first novel. I need your advice. Maybe I'll try to do like a monthly live stream like this because you guys are asking so many good questions. I love live streaming. If you go to my Twitch page when I'm streaming, I talk about all sorts of stuff. Would you like Eureka to get a new series? George, listen, if Buffy's not going to happen, Eureka should happen. Wait, okay, if I were going to do preference, I think Supernatural, but actually Eureka, it's hard. I love it. I love Twitch streaming. I've been Twitch streaming, guys, for 11 years almost. Is it more than 11 years, you guys? Was it 11 years in the fall or was it 10? Ugh. Yeah, it was 2025 was when I started in 2015. Okay. What pastry did you end up getting for breakfast? Jacob, this is the most important, and I gotta wrap it up. I went to a place called Flower, and I had spinach artichoke Pop-Tart, a pimento cheese bialy, a pastrami croissant, a hot crust bun, and a sticky bun with pecans on it. Y'all, this bakery was all star, okay? It was an all-star bakery. Highly recommend if you're in. And then if you go down the street around the corner, there is a chocolate shop called L.A. Can't remember the last name. L.A. Burdock or Braun. Y'all, I had hot chocolate here and I thought my heart was going to explode. You can pick from dark, milk, or white chocolate. You could pick single origin chocolate as your chocolate. You could buy the dry chocolate packs. This was super fueled hot chocolate. Honestly, I will not sleep tonight because of this chocolate. I don't care. Because it was so delicious. And it was thick and rich, but it wasn't like too much, you know? Please make a day of it. Infuse yourself with carbs and sugar. It's worth it. Anyway, okay. Yes. Yep, your announcement on Twitter, you were starting a Twitch channel, intro me to Twitch, then the GNS Twitch when you announced that. Yep. I mean, the reason that I did streaming on Geek and Sundry and we did all those wonderful things was because I loved streaming. I just love seeing and interacting with you guys. I love playing games with you. So definitely. What do you like Hosier Babe? I don't know what that means. Hey, Charlie, I'm from Turkey. I would love to go to Turkey. Okay, you guys. The Belgians are going to spoil you with chocolate again. Yay! All right. Thank you so much to anybody who's ordered my book. Thank you so much. The Lost Daughter of Sparta. If you don't have the funds right now, totally understand. Call your local library and have them order it. There is also an audiobook that you can get if you would rather do audiobook. And I read it and I adapted it. And it's something I'm really proud of. And the comic itself is just, I love it so much. So I really hope that you read it and it resonates for you. Okay. Thanks, you guys. I will try to do more lives, actually. I'll do another live when I announce the Guild Kickstarter signups. Okay. Bye, everybody. I'll see you on the Twitch or in person or something. I'll be everywhere. Mwah.